This is Cybert signing into Red Alert 3 on the map, Infinity Isle. But this is Infinity Isle from 2014, which is kind of hilarious that that was almost 10 years ago for a classic AVS. On the left side, kicking it as the Cyan Allies, this is Happy.
And on the right, we have the yellow player, Dimon, a fan favorite from back in the day as well, and even nowadays.
So I was on red3.org for, I don't even remember why, and I was going through, I was trying to look up what country Andrew is from, because I thought he had an interview on red3.org, and I saw Dimon's expert interview from 100 years ago when he was first made an expert on red3.org. And one of the questions that they ask is, what is your favorite replay? And he mentioned this one, and it was verse Happy. So this is an old game, but I saw it and I just could not pass it up. And then I asked DutchArmy to join me, and he was gracious enough. He had the time in his schedule. So Dutch, thanks for joining me, man. What do you think of Happy versus Dimon?
At least first, let's start off. Thank you for inviting me. It was a kind of surprise for me. But seeing Happy and Dimon in 2014, you can probably see like the difference in their skill-based level compared to nowadays.
I guess we'll see, because Riptide coming in here, a lot of conscripts, like so many conscripts from Dimon. Dog gets off on a crazy bark. The roars are not coming in from the bears, and everything is going Happy's way. This is a ton of conscripts getting shut down, but the Riptide now stasised by that terror drone, and finally the dogs have been cleaned up. Two more Riptides coming in, and Dimon is finding value with just conscripts and a terror drone.
The terror drone making real value of the conscripts, and even Happy noticed to grab the oil from Dimon. But Dimon a little bit sloppy with the micro on the TD. But now he has to get roof trucks because of the FTR.
Yeah, so like that was one of those engagements that could have gone so many different ways, and it just barely worked out. Dimon barely misses the cashback on that sickle. He was a little bit late. You mentioned the oil derrick, but Dimon has finally cleaned that up. He cleans it up with the conscripts in that building. And you mentioned these two guys, you know, they they probably weren't as good back in 2014 as they are today. And yet, we see from that exchange they were still in really good shape. And Bullfrog coming in. One Bullfrog, two Vindicators, and that is going to be that. The second Bullfrog spawns in at just the wrong moment. Yeah, so he gets the damage on both Bullfrogs, but not enough to kill either one of them.
Oh, that's a strange engagement. Well, you can see the army of Dimon, if you compare it to nowadays, his army is always like on the move, active, and now it's just calm, cool, and staying at base. I'm not used to seeing that.
So Happy takes the water expansion, and Dimon takes the land expansion. But yeah, you're right, Dimon is a bit more passive, a bit more simplistic in his play back in 2014 as compared to today. Happy now moving up to the high ground. No, his MCV turns around right at the last second.
Okay, Riptide's coming in, TD is stopping them. The sickle should win without support Vindicators, but Happy gets not really good value of the Vindicators.
Yeah, only two of the Bullfrogs going down there. Vindicator coming in for another pass, cleans up that last Bullfrog, and this is the point where the Allied player can start to pick apart the Soviets without any anti-air. It's all about juggling these Vindicators.
Happy's desperate to get Vindicators loaded up and ready to bomb the conscripts, because elite conscripts can do a lot of damage against the Vindicators. In the meantime, Dimon going for a third reactor instead of a super reactor. Interesting.
Wow, he's delaying the super reactor even further. That's kind of crazy. Multi-gunner turret down, and that should... Oh, low power mode, as Happy does not have enough electricity to actually support that multi-gunner turret, but the conscripts are still attacking it. So the Vindicator's able to clean them up.
Dimon actually sold the reactor for no reason. He made it, sold it.
Wow, so this is like jitters in Dimon. the kind of stuff that he would maybe criticize someone that he's coaching for doing, you know, building the wrong building and then selling it off and moving his MCV. This kind of stuff, we're actually seeing Dimon go through that same learning phase of making those mistakes and then cleaning up his play in the modern day.
Happy trying to find a target with the Vindicators, but they're not gonna find anything because of the 4 bullfrogs. Happy unpacking his MCV, and he's going to the water? No?
Okay. That was a little bit of a strange movement from his MCV for sure. Vindicator's staying in the sky, and it's going to be 4 refineries versus 4 refineries, but the Terror Drone out on the water, giving some extra value to Dimon, shutting down that refinery on the water. No defense out there from Happy. He dropped that refinery with nothing there.
Yeah, he made Riptides at the start, and he had to sell it because of the power issues. But Dimon just playing it like he's having no trouble, because he didn't go for a super reactor after the third ref. And now he can just reign supreme on infantry with sickles.
It's so surprising to see the super reactor this late out of Dimon. After the 4th refinery, as you mentioned, the MCV moving around as well. Another Terror Drone in the south, by the way, going to be hitting that same refinery with the same tactic that got him a kill earlier.
Happy making a naval yard to harass the water refinery of Dimon, but he's not getting really anything done at the moment. No 4th ref, no war factory, no tier 2 even. Cryocopters.
Yeah, no cryocopters from Happy. Just 4 Vindicators sharking around the map. Naval Yard coming up from Dimon. Another Harvester kill out on the water there as the Terror Drone gets the kill. And the first Dolphin is out from Happy. But what is Dimon actually going to do to stop this?
Dimon really has to put like a Tesla coil on the water, because it's always risky to go put a refinery with nothing. For example, if you look at Happy's, it's been not collecting for like 2 solid minutes.
Ooh, Cryoshot comes in on one of the Harvesters, so Dimon getting split up here, but at the same time, he's trying to do a bit of harassment himself. The Sickle jumping in on one of Happy's Harvesters, and, well, that will eventually get cleaned up. A little bit of friendly fire on that Harvester from Happy, but he does eventually clean it up. Again, it feels like these two guys staying active, but their unit comps are just maybe not as well thought through as they would be in the modern day. A couple of Twin Blades taking a bit of damage from those Javelin soldiers.
Dimon going for the arrest on the water. There are no Apollos to oppose it, so it's like a free ref. And Happy really not doing anything. He's just like trying to arrest. He did a great job, but he's not like using it to do something. He's behind in Nico as well.
One Vindicator goes down. Finally, a command hub is coming up out at the water, so Happy will be able to do something about that water expansion to defend it. An Engineer is actually heading through the middle of Happy's base. What is his plan with this Engineer?
I think for the observation post, it gives vision, gives comfortable space for Happy. If you know that, if you can see the enemy, it helps.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The Engineer did turn around and turns around once more. By the way, a Hydrofoil coming out onto the water, so at the very least, the Hydrofoil will be able to weapons jam or maybe even defend against if any more Twin Blades come out to attack. Conscripts coming into the main base. A lot of Bullfrogs, a couple of Sickles, even some Twin Blades. No Hammer Tanks, really, on the front line from Dimon. He has a couple, but they're not engaging in these fights.
Good and Happy on defending with Apollos. The Bullfrogs are they getting... Ooh, yeah, that's valuable.
Wow. That was a big miscommunication there by Happy. He fires off the cryo freeze, the cryo shot, a little too early, and his infantry tried to push the Bullfrogs into it. But by the time they did, the cryo shot was already over. Another Harvester down. Happy literally cannot keep his Harvesters working because of how many the Dimon is killing. By the way, a spy on the front line disguised as a Javelin soldier.
Well, Dimon is just... He's sitting on base, making a lot of money. He's gonna expand to the 5th ref, and Happy making the first quadcopter actually, but Is it enough? Because he has 4 MiGs.
Oh my gosh, if these MiGs just jump on this cryocopter. Javelin soldiers are here. 1 MiG goes down. The others do escape. No crane? Is there a crane out on the field yet?
No. No, I can't see any cranes.
So then those MiGs...
Miss all the shots from the multi-gunner turret. Great micro.
That's not something you see very often, but yeah, the shrunk down units don't have a hit rate with the... Oh, he knows about the spy. He's going directly for the spy, it looks like. Spy comes forward, 3 hammer tanks as the cryocopter goes down. The MiGs and the Bullfrogs reigning supreme, and 3 hammer tanks turned against Dimon's forces. One of them going, it looked almost like heroic as the Twin Blades come in, the Apollos as well, and Dimon gets turned around.
This was a game changer because Head was not going to last with the extra 3 tanks was Dimon.
Oh my gosh.
I thought Dimon was like seeing it because Javelin had like the little laser thing. It's like not perfect.
I thought Dimon was going for the attack on that, and he realized that it was a spy. I was thinking the same thing as well, and then yeah, he just ran his hammers right into it. Dimon takes the observation post, and Happy is going to heal up using that leech beam to get the health out of that observation post, and then he himself is going to take it with that engineer.
Not really anything to look at the moment. They're just getting the army back up and running. Really, Dimon should make a cooler sub to harass the water and maybe execute the 4th rev.
So when you're playing allies against Soviets in this point, how do you, in this game, how do you know when it's time to make the transition to late game, when you go for Athena cannons and maybe even Mirage tanks?
Well, it mostly depends on what your enemy has, his composition, or how much you harass them. But it's mostly if you like 4 rev, you can do a whole lot. Because Happy's now doing exactly what he should be doing, harassing the water rev. Because Dimon is busy at the middle with all his army. So if he's really focused on in the middle, you should go attack the water ref, if he has one, and if it's the other way around, you should focus on the land. But of course, it's difficult to actually pull off.
Right. Because that's one thing that these guys haven't done yet, is gone for that late game. It has been a very harassment-focused game, even from the beginning with all of those conscripts, then transitioning into, like, sickle harassments, jumping down onto the low ground. But Happy finally getting the kill on that naval yard down at the water. Cryocopter is here as well to try and freeze down the refinery. I guess he's going for the Bullfrogs.
Vinegar just come in. Cryo, good micro from Happy, making the cryo take some damage.
Yeah, the cryos are so tanky, and Happy moves it in just close enough to the Bullfrogs to absorb the damage and let the Vindicators get the kill. A great micro move there by Happy.
If Happy only knew the water ref on the top right was not protected at all, like one Riptide could disturb the mining time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe a hydrofoil as well or something, because Dimon has the Twin Blades, and that would be the only thing that could respond if Happy sends a Riptide over there. 3 cryocopters now for Happy. They're almost back at full health as well, and this is like classic mid-game Soviet versus Allies. The crane is here for Dimon. It's a little bit far back in the middle, but at least it is on the high ground, so he can get those repairs relatively quickly. Riptide gets chased away by the Twin Blades out on the water.
Ooh, Hydrofoil got affected by the TD and got a lot of damage. Ooh, Cryocopter's actually harassing the Harvesters of Dimon, getting 1 kill, clean.
That's like the perfect response from Happy. Oh my gosh, every single Vindicator survives, are you kidding me?
Now Happy going in for the rest of the water, he's really doing a good job of keeping them on at multiple places, so he keeps being busy.
At the same time, Happy has gone up to Tier 3. We see that first Athena cannon out. MiGs versus Apollos and a Hydrofoil. The MiGs getting shredded there, but the Twin Blades showing up to clean up the Hydrofoil. And it looks like this Apollo might win the day. Yes, he does. The refinery stands, but the air army of Dimon has been decimated.
Now, Happy moving out to attack Dimon. using a cryogeddon super early for no reason. It's just you want to use it when it's like the man wants to kill you or like push you, and use Cat of the army so you can get decent kills.
I've had enough.
Cryocopters coming in. I think it's satellites or toxin. Okay. Oh! What? Dimon just nuked three of his own shrunk down hammer tanks as well. But yeah, you're right. The Tesla troopers also. Those are expensive.
Yeah, these are stanky boys.
That was a big mistake from Dimon. Cryocopters and Vindicators coming together at the water expansion. Those Desolator toxins are going to hold off the army for a minute, but Happy finding an angle over here at the water to harass Dimon even more.
Does Happy get a good glimpse of finally when it's still frozen?
Friendly.
There's nothing. Yeah, the Vindicators will kill it without the support of the mix. But Dimon actually moving forward instead of trying to defend against the
Oh, man. Happy does not get the kill on that refinery. He almost did, but at the same time, Athena Cannon's on the front line. It's hammer tanks coming forward, and they're actually going to have to back off. The Mirage tanks and the Aegis shield going to be too strong for those hammer tanks, and those hammer boys not getting the value that Dimon was hoping for. Eventually, the refinery does fall. The Riptide's going for the cleanup now on the power plant as well, trying to shut down that build radius on the low ground, but the Twin Blades save the power plant for now.
Happy pushing up with always the forces in the middle. Happy really having an advantage because of the artillery. But is it enough to stop the conscript army of flag troopers? Plus...
Oh my gosh. I can't believe he actually used it, but he got all of the infantry as well, completely neutering the army of Happy. Cryocopters come in, but there's nothing on the ground. The MiG's finally showing up. V4's also joining in the battle. Mirage Tank 1 goes down, and there isn't a whole lot on the ground left for Happy. Aegis Shield doesn't last forever, and these Athena cannons are falling apart. The Hammer Tank hero from Happy from earlier finally gets sniped, and oh man, everything for Happy disappearing in a matter of moments. The splash damage. Oh man, yeah, that friendly fire from that V4. Yeesh.
Always when I see like the ability what Dimon just used, I feel like it's a Cryogeddon, but worse. It's like you use it middle of the army, you have to like press X on the keyboard, and then you can go in. It's like, and they're even EMP'd as well. It's just such a good ability.
That was maybe one of the best value for a magnetic singularity that I think I have ever seen. I guess maybe I'm forgetting some, but that felt like a really good use of magnetic singularity, and in that moment, you're right, it does feel almost as strong as a Cryogeddon. I mean, it doesn't allow you to nuke buildings like a Cryogeddon.
Huge, it's huge for Happy.
Kirov as well. Mirage tanks pressing forward, and this Cryogeddon catches almost all of Dimon's army. The Peacekeepers breaking through the front line. It's down to the Kirov and the air forces of Dimon. The last hero hammer will go down as the Mirage gets eliminated.
But Happy's got another problem. Kirov coming his way. Desolator airstrike to let the...
Keep the Javelin soldiers as well. 3 Javelin soldiers do survive. The Apollo's getting dealt with by the MiGs, and the MiG having to call off the attack, but he just repositions. Kirov closing in on that refinery. Javelin soldiers getting cleaned up by the Twin Blades, and it's up to this Kirov. Oh my gosh, the MiGs actually push away the Apollos, and Dimon keeps up the damage.
Dimon really in a powerhouse position here. Ooh, all the MiGs go down there. That's huge. There are no boofers in the game at the moment.
Oh, this Kirov closing in on that last refinery. The IFV stops the attack, and the Kirov actually goes double vet. The IFV gets called off for no reason. Happy could have saved that second ref, maybe. Oh my gosh.
Every day, we don't see that. Especially in 2014.
Oh my gosh, and there it goes down. A fully heroic IFV, but 2 refineries eliminated. Fortunately for Happy, he does have a lot of his cryocopters still here, so he does still have that classic allied value that he can get, but let's see if he's actually able to defend.
Ooh, Happy not shrinking the Dreadnought to get two-shotted by the Vindicators. Ooh, anti-air for Happy comes in, cleans up the mix. Apollo's choosing to chase it. There are no Bullfrogs, just a couple of flag troopers out on the map. And Dimon still having a great time harassing a second ref on the water for Happy.
So Dimon has, I feel like, lost more MiGs than any other Soviet that I remember, and there's the kill of that Dreadnought. You mentioned the shrink on the Dreadnought, allowing the Vindicators to kill it off quickly, and unfortunately Happy didn't kill it off as quickly as he could, but he does eventually sink that Dreadnought.
Happy trying to rebuild. Is he going for his fourth? Oh, Dimon, I think, is going to push with not too many anti-air, to be fair. He only got like 7 to 8 flag troopers with a couple of MiGs.
Yeah, this is could be a real problem because the IFVs and the Apollos together do a really good job of cleaning up the MiGs if they can get the angle. V4's pushing back the ground army of Happy.
Since the MiG is so fragile, it like gets destroyed within a couple of seconds. Cryocannon moving in, forcing his army to push forward.
One Bullfrog gets frozen, but the V4s and the infantry getting caught almost by those cryocopters. That was not as devastating as I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to really break the army of Dimon, but it kind of didn't.
Dimon really, well, to be fair, only if flag troopers were in danger, and the hammer tanks were okay, I think. I was not looking correctly. Or...
Yeah, no, the hammer tanks were behind, but the cryocopters didn't even freeze anything that was retreating.
True.
All right, 2 Vindicators coming in to get the Dreadnought. It just got shrunk down, and will they actually be able to secure the kill? The Dreadnought is running as far away as he can. MiGs coming in.
And the V4s not choosing to use the primary weapons, instead choosing for the splash damage against Dominick.
Yeah, he's trying to break that front line. He's pushed the infantry back a good bit, but those 2 multi-gunner turrets make it a little bit tougher.
Ooh, 2 kills, 2 kills, amazing. Happy not really harassing right now. He's probably focused on the battle at hand, but that's really like the difference between players. Like a good player, like an extra good player, etc.
All right, Magnetic Singulator called in once more. 1 Athena Cannon manages to escape, but 2 of the multi-gunner turrets are taken offline, and Toxins coming in now, coating the entire area. A couple of hammer tanks go down as Dimon drives his forces into the Toxins.
Was it worth it, though?
I don't know that that was actually as good of an engagement for Dimon as it looked like it was going to be. The Dreadnoughts keep coming in, but Dimon's air forces have mostly been unable to defend the Dreadnoughts. Finally, 1 Vindicator goes down. The MiGs getting the kill. The Apollo's shredding the MiGs in return. And Dimon has a real air superiority problem. At this point, it feels like he should have gotten 2 airfields 5 minutes ago. It's just been such a problem. The air power of Happy.
Happy really doing a good job of saving the ref from the Dreadnought. If that goes down... Oh, Dimon not even harassing the water ref with the Kula. This is interesting. Building a flag cannon to try to defend from cryocopters, but it's way too late. Dreadnought going down, and you never want Apollos against things. You never want to.
2 heroic Apollos. Yeesh. I didn't realize he had gotten up that high as well. Naval Yard getting frozen. Happy starting to make some more headway, but he's killed this refinery before, and Dimon has rebuilt it. It costs him more and more every time, though.
He should have just made a couple of like flags out of the Naval Yard, so he doesn't have to spend MiGs and fly around, because they're fragile.
Oh, yeah.
I think he killed 2 MiGs for, I guess, a heroic Apollo, but...
Yep. Not ideal for Dimon.
Ooh, actually Kuro coming in again on the left.
Are there actually anything to defend this? Because this Kirov might just get targeted down by the IFVs and the MiGs. 2 MiGs are here. Magnetic Singularity and Cryogeddon firing off at the same time. The Kirov is the distraction force. 3 Athenas, no, 2 Athenas get called in. The Mirage Tank goes down, and it looks like the Aegis Shield is going to try and break those units out, but they don't quite go. 2 Athena cannons down, and the Kirov gets eliminated at the refinery of Happy.
Dimon having a Mirage Hammer Tank and an Athena Hammer Tank. Those will be of great useful, unless the Cryocopter destroy it. It will be such a shame if it did.
Yeah, Happy has gotten these big, like, game-ending armies, but that Magnetic Singularity single-handedly has been keeping Dimon's efficiency super high with dealing with the ground armies. Dimon is still struggling with the air forces of Happy, but the ground army Dimon can deal with.
I think the skill difference between now and back in the day from Dimon, if Dimon would be playing this at like 2022, he would go for the Water Breath with Akula or Twin Blades or a mix, but he isn't at the moment, or he's not really harassing anyone, he's just defending.
Yeah, he's defending and trying to hold the middle, which...
Airstrike coming on the infantry of Happy. That's huge value.
A lot of big support power usage, and an Athena cannon goes down. Dimon's been pretty on top of his cash back, though. He has been able to land that a good number of times, and so despite the fact that he's losing a lot of harvesters, losing a lot of refineries, at least out on the water, he is getting a little bit of cash back with that support power, and then that Magnetic Singularity just deleting the army of Happy time and time again.
Happy really indecisive because of all the support powers being used. I feel like the support powers of the Soviets aren't bad, but people portray the Allies Cryogeddon. I think it should be nerfed to like the delay of the Cryogeddon should be like a couple seconds extra, because it's now like an instant thing, you know, compared to the other support powers. But
Apollos and MiGs going at each other, and the MiGs, oh man, those IFVs right on the edge, just able to take down MiG after MiG. Yeah, the Cryogeddon, it would be nice if it had a little bit more of a delay. Oh! Phase, what the heck is that even called? It's Chrono Rift. Whoa! Whoa! I have never seen a Chrono Rift on a missile as it gets fired, and it just stays where it is, and then it explodes after the Chrono Rift expired. That's crazy. That just killed a bullfrog. All right, Magnetic Singularity coming in again. A couple of Athena cannons are caught in it, an IFV as well. Akirov is here on the side of Happy, and it looks like, oh, that precision bomber missing its mark. Oh. Oh. And the Cryogeddon once more, it fires off. It's gonna catch two V4s there as the Kirovs come forward and the hammer tanks get annihilated.
Making good use of the Peacekeeper to get a turret, because if it's shrunken down, it deals more damage and it always hits the target, unlike the missiles.
Oh man, those Mirage tanks barely able to kill one of the V4s. The Dreadnought on the left side, once again the same idea, the same tactic from Dimon, but it's not working. His armies lack support, and he's making some unfortunate mistakes with unit positioning that's allowing Happy to survive these engagements.
I think the players are kind of getting a little bit of tunnel vision, because they're like mainly focused on the middle. But the real profit is on the outskirts of the map. Because if you can deny a ref from, for example, Happy, that will be huge.
Right, and earlier Happy was going for a bit of the harassment on the north side, that exposed water refinery, and even Dimon's refinery in its main base on the north side of the island. But Happy hasn't, well, he's going for them now, just as you say that, the tunnel vision. 10 years ago, Happy heard you.
Dimon doing the same with Dreadnought. Because the Cryocopters are busy, can't defend. Ooh, V4s for the IVs. Ooh, gets one kill.
Dimon finally able to kill off that refinery. No, the refinery survives again. And the V4s on the high ground leave 2 IFVs still alive.
Mix coming in, backing off IVs. Cryocopters coming again.
Yeah, they get the shrink on the V4. The Aegis Shield is here. So many close calls between these two guys.
Right. Dimon has been building his refinery on the water for like a couple of minutes. But I think he cancelled it and forgot to build it.
He's like super low cash. A MiG goes down in the middle of the map as these guys try and split up their armies. They're finding some success and some failure. Finally, that refinery does go down. The Dreadnought out on the water getting its value.
I think really
What?
we should be doing like a naval yard for like an aircraft carrier, just to make the game go in his favor. Because he's getting
Right.
and if you can EMP like an army, it's huge.
Right. If he could, yeah, he could EMP and cryo an army at the same time or in combo with each other.
Exactly. But it's low eco because all the mines are depleted, so I guess it will be a scrappy game.
Yeah, it sort of turned from... By the way, Dimon still has his oil derrick. He's managed to hold on to his oil derrick for a really long time in this game. Which I guess is good. But, yeah, I think every single mine is depleted, except for that one out on the water that hasn't been touched.
Exactly. Hasn't. Oh, he's not building it. I feel this is like gonna be a careful game. You sit on late game and with no refs.
Just slowly rebuild those armies. Yeah, Dimon has had such trouble keeping his armies alive. Like those Kirovs he kept sending forward. And the first Kirov did amazing, killing 2 refineries, a couple of power plants as well. But then after that, Dimon was just not able to get it. But Cryogeddon coming down right in the middle of this army. Dreadnought from the low ground getting in a couple of shots. And hammer tanks are here. One hammer tank going down. Surgical strike landing. And the Magnetic Singularity only calls in 2 IFVs. The Toxin's going to be coating them and slowly killing them. But the infantry of Happy survive. They manage to escape.
Dimon actually chose to arrest the refinery on the water. It's a good thing, just bad timing, because he couldn't use the mix or the twin blades to defend its base.
Yeah, good idea, bad timing, like you said. Very careful. Satellites getting called in, forcing the army of Happy a little bit forward, but there's still a safe zone in between the Toxins. Good dodge by Dimon. Chrono Rift deletes a couple of these units for a moment. Allows Happy to move even further forward. Satellites with a big miss, but the Dreadnought out on the water trying to land shots. Vindicator's coming in for a pass, and Dimon, he's got to make this stand. He's got to stop Happy right here, right now. The hammer tank shrunk down. They can barely do anything, and the infantry coming forward from Happy, shredding the forces of Dimon. That Dreadnought out on the water doing what it can, but it's not enough, and has Happy finally broken Dimon?
Well,
That's got to be it, right?
making a real trouble house by not keeping the Kraken alive. If he kept the Kraken alive, like he only has 1 now, he had like kill all the Terror Drone getting all the kills.
The Terror Drone just killed half the army of Happy in a couple of seconds there. It was mostly infantry and some weakened vehicles, and the Terror Drone just ripped through them, and now a heroic Javelin Soldier is 1v1ing a hammer tank in a bit of a mistake. A bit of a mistake there by Dimon, but...
And Dimon with an elite Dreadnought, heroic Dreadnought, that's gonna be a pain if we're Happy.
Man, I can't believe how many times this game has turned around. That Javelin Soldier, heroic, just killed that conscript. That's pretty amazing there. Surgical Strike comes in on that Dreadnought, but it's not enough to kill it. The Cryocopter eventually goes down. Oh, that Terror Drone surprise is the real saving grace of Dimon.
If that didn't go down, there will be a problem for Dimon temporarily, because he has another TD, he could crush it with M3. But it will be... Oh, the Javelin actually looking on the refinery. He may get the kill.
Dimon is just not paying attention, and yeah, that fully heroic Javelin Soldier gets the kill on that refinery, and that fully heroic Javelin Soldier has been causing a lot of problems for being just a single unit. Man, these guys almost got knocked back to the Stone Age in the last, like, 2 minutes of this game. Their armies are gone. Their economies are shattered.
There's not much to do for Happy. He's just like, he has no eco, no oil there like Dimon. And Dimon just now, he's gonna play with him, I think.
So Dimon finally, he broke those 2 refineries of Happy, like you said. Happy's got almost nothing left. That army getting deleted at the front door of Dimon was a really big problem. 1 Athena cannon is here, a couple of IFVs as well. But yeah, Happy has almost nothing left.
Oh, Timber being sacrificed for no reason.
Ooh, this hammer tank, is he actually going to be able to do anything with this? He's going for the Athena cannon. He's going to be able to get a bit of damage. Huh. That was not good.
1 Peacekeeper just roaming around and he's gonna get killed by the TD. Yep. Nice. Ooh! Cardo Swift.
Toxins on one of the few remaining refineries of Happy, and both of these guys been super low eco for a super long time, and it is really wearing thin. They do not have much gas left in the tank. That harvester, to avoid the toxins, has driven so far, but the Dreadnought is going to kill the refinery anyways.
I think Dimon could just back up his MSV, heal up to full health, and go in with a Terror Drone. Could have just finished the job with the couple of Twin Blades.
So there's 2 IFVs, but one of them has a Peacekeeper inside of it, so not a lot of anti-air for Happy. The Dreadnought slowly making its way around the island, and man, that fully heroic Dreadnought just deletes buildings. The range is so good as well.
Sold tier 3 from Dimon, because why would you be using tier 3 at the moment? Maybe like situational, but I wouldn't think it's necessary.
Oop, Cryogeddon. He's really just going to get the crane. That's like the only thing, which does cancel the refinery that was building, but that's not a big deal.
Because now he's just going to die. Because these Peacekeepers can kill the Terror Drones.
Oh, 1 Terror Drone does go down. The Twin Blades now coming in. The Aegis Shield gets popped. The MCV getting hunted by that Mirage Tank. And I think the Hammer Tank is going to try and save it, but it can't as the Mirage Tank gets the kill there. And these Terror Drones need to be cleaned up because they're the things stopping Happy from crushing these hammers. 1 IFV remains. 2 Twin Blades are here. That's a fully heroic IFV, though. That is hard to kill. Oh my gosh, where did Dimon get the cash for a Kirov this late in the game? You said he should have sold off that tier 3, and he's like, no man, I'm gonna keep it. Oh, the Twin Blade goes down, but the Kirov closing in.
Kirov actually doing nothing.
He's not even dropping bombs. Okay, there he starts dropping bombs on the Aegis Shield. And he's gonna break the Athena cannon. So that'll be 1 less problem for Dimon to deal with. Dreadnought moving in. A single Dolphin is here to deal with it, but this is the last refinery of Happy. Dimon so close to being beat, but Happy is going to have no economy, so everything that he's got is pretty much everything that he will ever have, unless he's got a big old bank.
Good TD micro from Dimon. Using, counter rifts. Actually, smart. But Happy has no eco. He can't be built. This is it.
He's got a heroic hammer, a heroic Mirage Tank and a heroic IFV, and then a Dolphin out on the water harassing that Dreadnought. Happy, everything is pretty much down to the wire here, and he gets the Hammer Tank! That Hammer Tank trying to leech off that Mirage, and finally this Dolphin is going to be dealt with by these Twin Blades.
Well, this will be the end of Happy. Sells MSV for a couple more Dolphins for Hider first. But he's just he's repairing the IFV. That's smart.
Okay, so he gets both of the Twin Blades. Can he weapons jam the Dreadnought?
I think he could, yeah.
And that would keep Oh, come on, come on. Oh, he gets it! But the missiles fire off 2 of them. They land on the power plant, so that is it for Happy. He loses that. The Mirage Tank comes forward. He's going to try and snipe this last Terror Drone, the IFV and the Mirage Tank. The 2 of them working together, and barely. He saves the IFV. He kills the Terror Drone, and the Dreadnought goes down. Happy is just pulling everything out, but Dimon still has economy. He's had economy this entire time, and his last refinery is about to go depleted. But still, Dimon can build stuff at least.
Dimon has Natasha, and it would end the game for him. Because if you snipe your Mirage Tank, it's over. Or maybe you can recapture it with the Engineer.
Oh my gosh.
Why would you get Eco? There's... okay.
I mean, in theory, if he had enough time, he could rebuild his MCV, but, like, he doesn't have that kind of time. I do love that Happy is pulling out all of the stops to try and beat this. He is not giving up. He is literally fighting until the bitter end.
It shows dedication in a player to actually want to win this game. That's also important. And Natasha roaming the seas for the Dolphins.
And it looks like the Terror Drone's finally focusing on the IFV. They kill the IFV, so that's done for that. The Hydrofoil gets sniped. The Dolphins get sniped. Nope, 1 Dolphin manages to escape, at least for now. And Happy has pretty much run out of gas.
Well, he still got the old Eric. In theory, he could.
Yes. That is true. Oh, he almost kills that Hammer Tank.
Oh, if he killed the TD, it would have been a much better engagement for Happy.
Yeah, it's still 3 Hammer Tanks versus 1 Mirage, but he gets the TD and 1 of the Hammer Tanks. The second Hammer Tank goes down, and he's gonna get all 3 Hammer Tanks. Are you kidding me? He's about to lose the Naval Yard, but GG. Oh man, Happy fighting it out until the end. So yeah, maybe that game could have been like 5 minutes shorter, but Happy putting on an absolute performance there.
It was an amazing game to watch, to see like the perspective of like back in the day where I wasn't there, to see their level, to feel their struggle. Like you could clearly see Dimon is on a different level at the moment. He's so much more active on every single position you can imagine, and Happy, just this sheer of dedication, showing how good of a player he actually is, using every single unit to his advantage to actually try to win.
Yeah, it's one of the big differences between them today and them then does feel like those little mistakes. All of those things that just take time and thought to refine, and yeah, it's kind of cool to see them struggling through it. So, DutchArmy, you've got a YouTube channel and a Twitch, right?
Well, I have Twitch, correct.
Cool, so
starting on YouTube as well, but that's, you know, takes a couple more extra minutes for my time.
That will be a link in the description if people want to check out DutchArmy. You're an Allied player, and I think some people will forgive you because you are a very entertaining Allied player at that. But super fun game. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Cybert signing out.